What is going on, people? What's good? Right, competitive sniping on Vanguard. Let's talk how that's gonna go. Ordinarily, I'd probably wouldn't have even covered it or had any hope for it. However, you know, there is a tiny bit of light. And that's in 23 Crowns. If you've not heard of this team, they're a fairly new team, I think, but they're comprised of some of the biggest snipers on YouTube in terms of following and influence. Now, during September, they actually had a competitive sniping tournament on Cold War, and you know, it went pretty well. I think it was top 16 in terms of teams, and then they just went through it from that stage there. Now, I'd say that gives competitive sniping a little bit of hope, just because of how big those snipers are, and you know, their reach and the people who are listening to them. I'm in their Discord, so I'm kind of just seeing what is happening. I mean, it's more promising for NA because they are NA players and it was an NA tournament, you know. But you know, we're over here as well in the EU, so if you remember us at some point, it would be nice to be able to join in and do something. I don't imagine they'll do another tournament on Cold War. I imagine the next one will be on Vanguard. But even with the one they just did, they did 1k prize pool. And that's what I was saying in my what happened to comp sniping video. I mean, it was fun and shit, and it obviously is still fun now. You know, coming up doing it, but now you kind of do need a prize pool to further push people, and it's not a crazy amount. You know, 1k is not like a crazy amount, but it's something, and it makes that difference. But let's take them out of the mix. Say they don't give this a push at all, right? Say they just scrap it, right? What do I think will happen? Now, I haven't played the alpha or the beta, but I'm hearing mixed reviews. But I think the same thing will happen that happens every year anyway without this kind of push. You will try it, you know, maybe for the last quarter of the year, you might make it to December, maybe push it into 2022. You'll make rankings for about all of 8 teams. Whether the game is good or not, you know, you will then give up on it and play COD 4. Then I will receive a fucking message. It always happens. I receive a message saying, "Oh, comp sniping's coming back to COD 4. Oh, it's gonna be so great." Suck your mum. Yeah. Don't message me this year, please? I would appreciate it if you just didn't message me. I've expressed my deep thoughts on that in my What's Happened video on comp. If you've not seen it, I'll link it top right. But you know, honestly, at the moment, the only prayer I see is 23 Crowns, just because of what they could do with this. And they seem pretty keen on the idea of pushing this out. You know, I think the potential is massive. I'm still 50-50 on whether I think it's gonna work and if they'll hold on to pushing it out like they are. But you know, I'll just watch and see how it is. I'll get more deeply involved. Like I said, if there is an EU tournament, I will be deeply involved in that, and you know, we'll see as and when that happens. But it is something that needs attention, do you know what I mean? Like, and a lot of awareness. A lot of the new gen players and a lot of the new gen snipers, they push and they snipe and you know, they have fun on it, and they might jump on the YouTube scene, but they have no idea that competitive sniping even existed, which is crazy because at its peak it was huge. Like, everyone was involved. Like, you know, all the big teams you can think of, FaZe, Optic, Darth, you know, Obey, all the teams and their players were involved in it. So it's crazy to think that they didn't even know it was going on. But you know, hopefully this is a positive push for it, and we'll kind of see how it plays out. I'll keep you updated anyway. Like, even if they don't push to the EU like I want, I'll still watch for the NA focus, just because, like I said before, it's good for the scene, and I kind of want to see what it does long term. But you know, do you think we'll do the same thing that we do every year? You know, do you, like, with or without 23 Crowns, do you think they'll have that push? Do you think they won't have that push? Do you think there's hope? Do you think that team will make an impactful change as well? Actually, I want to hear what you guys think. I like to discuss with you lot what you think will happen in these kinds of videos. If you've not seen the rest of my competitive sniping talks videos, the playlist, I will link it when we do get to the end of this video. If you've enjoyed, leave me a like. Like I said, let's discuss in the comments in a bit.